DeKalb County is a fairly nice sized county in Georgia, and it's the third largest school district in that state. They recently hired Devon Horton to be the superintendent. Well, he has now been placed on paid administrative leave while he deals with a criminal case involving his previous job. That's right. He has been indicted in Illinois. He was the superintendent of schools of a small district that was close to Chicago. Well, it turns out that there may have been some embezzlement, may have been some tax evasion, uh, may have been some kickbacks. Yeah, a whole bunch of mess of stuff. So, federal grand jury has done this case. So, we're going to take a look at the charges that are being laid out against the man. Now, don't know if he did it, but it's still a pretty big deal, especially considering that, he's still a superintendent of schools, yet at a bigger location. So, if you want to know what's going on the federal, state, or local level government, then hit like and subscribe because I cover those things. I even find the stories that not many people are talking about. We need to know what's going on in government. And there are little stories that blossom into big stories all the time. So if you know the little stories, boom, you can know the big stories that may be coming your way. So hit like and subscribe and let's get into it.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
So this is coming from AP. Georgia school chief indicted for alleged kickback scheme in Illinois school district. Superintendent of Georgia's third largest school district has been indicted on federal charges alleging he ran a kickback scheme and stole money from his previous employer, a smaller school district in suburban Chicago. Federal grand jury in Chicago on Wednesday indicted Devon Horton, currently superintendent of the 93,000 student DeKalb County School District, on 17 counts, including wire fraud, embezzlement, and tax evasion. Indictment alleges that 48-year-old Horton issued more than $280,000 in contracts to three friends and received more than $80,000 in kickbacks from 2020 through 2023, while he was superintendent of the Evanston-Skokie School District. The county has 5,800 students in grades K through 8 last year. Indicted along with Horton were three other men who prosecutors allege were part of the scheme: Antonio Ross of Chicago, Samuel Ross of Berwyn, and Alfonso Lewis of Chicago. A lawyer for Horton, Terry Campbell, said in a statement that Horton is eager to address his case in court. He added the allegations relate to conduct that is several years old and have nothing whatsoever to do with his very successful work on behalf of students, families, and teachers in DeKalb County, citing improved attendance rates, graduation rates, and academic achievements in the Georgia district. Lawyers for Samuel Ross and Antonio Ross declined to comment. No lawyer was available for Lewis on court records. The DeKalb County School Board held an emergency meeting Thursday and suspended Horton with pay, naming Chief of Student Services Norman Sauce as acting superintendent. Board chairperson Deidre Pierce said in a statement that operations will continue as normal and the district remains focused on providing safe and supportive and high-quality educational experience for every student. The DeKalb County Board has extended Horton's contract to 2028 in July and raised his salary to $360,000 a year. The indictment alleges that the four men created companies and billed for services they didn't provide in order to bilk money from Evanston-Skokie and Chicago school districts. In addition to $283,000 from Evanston-Skokie, the indictment alleges that Antonio Ross, then principal of the Hyde Park Academy High School in Chicago, issued a fraudulent contract to a Horton-controlled company that netted Horton $10,000. Horton tried to hire Antonio Ross after Horton became superintendent in DeKalb County, but Ross declined the job amid questions about the business relationship between the two men. The DeKalb district hired at least four other people whom Horton previously worked with in Illinois or Louisville, Kentucky. Horton also faces charges that he stole more than $30,000 from Evanston-Skokie district in 2022 and 2023 in using his district purchasing card to buy personal meals and gift cards and to pay for personal vehicle and travel expenses. Horton also charged with tax evasion over allegations that he didn't report the kickbacks and personal purchases on his income tax returns. Because of the large amounts of money allegedly stolen and the fact that Horton was a public official, he could face more than 10 years in prison under federal sentencing guidelines if convicted. Prosecutors are also seeking to have all four men forfeit the money in question. Leaders of the Evanston-Skokie School Board, Sergio Hernandez and Nicole Pinkard, said in a statement that the district has been aware of the ongoing investigation and has fully supported the process, keeping it secret at the request of federal authorities. We are deeply troubled and angered by these allegations. Now, look, we don't know if this is going to be, if anybody's going to go to jail or prison over this. What we do know is that if even some of this is true, which they wouldn't have been able to say a lot of this if those businesses did not exist, a principal and a superintendent of schools may have possibly used their positions to bilk money from taxpayers. Think about that. On top of the fact that they were probably, because it's Chicago area, probably connected in with the Chicago Teachers Union. The principal is probably a member of a union, not the teachers union, but the administrators union. Yes, that is a thing. Look in California. So there's a whole lot of politics probably involved because you have to know the right people to be able to do these things. So it should make you wonder, okay, he also did things in Louisville. I wonder if he found these schemes to be able to be done in Louisville. He's now in the Atlanta area at a much bigger school district. Has anybody been looking into his actions in Atlanta? Starting to notice that this could possibly lead to bigger questions. I mean, now, mind you, this happened, they're saying this was 2022, 2023, well, 2020 to 2023, roughly, maybe not even those years. So we need to pay attention to what's going on with our school systems. Keeps getting found that there's a lot of funky stuff that's going on when it comes to taxpayer money with these school systems. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.